With our session today. First of all, I want to thank you for once again joining us for our study skills session. Today is going to be called Secret in the Stacks, Useful Resources for the Library. And we're actually going to have a guest presenter, Miss Kathy Wilterding, who found out earlier today because we had an illness with our other librarian that she was giving the presentation. So if there's just some hitches, it's because she wasn't ready to present it today. We're also joined once again by some of our other campuses, and also whoever emailed in.
Hickman and MCC?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay,
I'm still waiting for some emails to come in, but I know that last week we had most of the other campuses. What's going to be really neat about the sessions for those that are on other campuses, you're thinking library skills, I don't get a chance to use our library here. She's going to talk about some things on the website that you have access to, such as our databases and things like that can help you in research with your classes that you have at the other campuses. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Miss Kathy Wilterding. Now, you won't be able to see her, but you'll hear her voice over her showing you links and such on the PowerPoint, on the internet, and how to get through things and navigate the library's website.
Okay. All right. Well,
Oh, hold on.
okay. Just can't not do that, can you?
There you go.
At what time do you want to go?
About 12:40.
Can do that. Okay. Well, I am Kathy Wilterding. Kathy W. Works just fine. If you guys spot me somewhere, or if, wherever you are in the world out there, if you email. I'm one of the librarians at Dick Smith Library, and we want to serve y'all in your information needs. So the ones here, there's a handout that you guys have, a couple of handouts, and I want to go through some kind of basic information about the library and some of the resources that we have. One thing is, on the library's homepage, if you click current students and click library, you can find our interface, and that's where you can get to our resources. And we do have a significant amount of our resources are electronic, so you don't have to be at the library or in Stephenville or physically anywhere to be able to get a hold of our resources. But developing your library skills can reduce your stress, because how many of y'all have too much work to do before Christmas? And so if you get a strategy, and the library can help you do that. And I want to point out a couple of things on the library's homepage. One is we do have Ask a Librarian. We have email reference, so that if you guys are looking for some information, you're not sure which resources to choose or where to start, shoot us an email and we'll get back to you and point you in the right direction. We're happy to do that. And give us a little bit of information right down here so we can help you in the right way. And also at the bottoms of our screens, there's a phone number and there's a human at that phone number. All hours the library's open. And do y'all know what time we open in the mornings? 7 a.m. We're open 101 hours a week. And so there's somebody at this phone to assist you when we're open. And right before finals, we're open till 2 a.m. And during finals, we have some 24/7 so that y'all can get a hold of computers and do the work that y'all need to do. So you guys can shoot us an email. You can call us if you're on campus. Come see us. And also on the library's homepage, we have some FAQ, some tips and tutorials over here about getting started with your research, creating effective searches, using citations to track down information. So we have that also on our homepage to help you get unstuck. It's on the PowerPoint that you guys have. It's really important that whenever we start research that we develop kind of a plan and think about what kind of information do I need. And the best way to do that is to analyze your assignments, your information tasks, and then figure out what it is that they're asking you to do. Are you guys working on assignments now? What kind of stuff are you being asked to do?
English, we went to the library a few weeks ago to look on the database, find a subject.
Okay, so you're looking in the databases to, were you specifically looking for articles or books or?
Anything that is on our topic.
Okay, so that, because what the databases will give us are articles from research journals, trade magazines, trade journals, newspapers, magazines, and that kind of stuff. They also, some of them have reference books. And then in our catalog, if you look in our catalog, it'll give you access to our print collection. You can find our books, but we also have about 80,000 electronic books. So they're books that you guys can read online. And sometimes you want to get books because they give you breadth and depth, okay? And articles give you slices of the pie. Those of you that are, well, actually, anytime you're not on campus, on the Stephenville campus, when you click on an ebook or on the databases, you have to use your NTNet login to get access to them, okay? And so, but figure out what it is that you need. And one of the FAQs over here and the tutorials, when you go over here to getting started, one of the things that it talks about is choosing appropriate sources on what books can give you, because I think sometimes we just automatically go to the databases and we may need to get background information so that we can get up to speed. And your teachers may say something like, you can't use Wikipedia, right? Have you heard that one? Okay. But we do have specialty encyclopedias and that kind of stuff that can give you that background and get you up to speed. And those are considered legitimate sources. And then also using the journals for original research and that kind of stuff. And so the little tutorial back here helps you figure out, here's what I need, where would I find it? Because I think after a little bit here, people tend to think, oh, I just need peer-reviewed articles. Do y'all know what that means? Peer-reviewed articles. I see some yeses and some nos. Yes, sir.
It's an article that's been reviewed by your peers.
Yeah, well, it's an article. I mean, I wish I brought my prize pencils with me, but yeah, it's an article. Peer-reviewed journals are journals that when, like Dr. Edwards writes an article, she submits it to a peer-reviewed journal, then it's reviewed by a panel of experts, okay, peers in the scholarship. And so they review it and they decide if it ought to be published or not. So the journal is, the articles within that journal are peer reviewed. And so sometimes in our classes we're asked to find the peer reviewed journal articles because that's where the research is. But we need to not automatically just go to the peer reviews because other types of resources can offer what we need. And the peer reviews may not have gotten to it yet. Okay, because information has a life cycle. Like it happens. And where's the first news of happenings now? People, huh? It's online. People are tweeting it. They're Facebooking it. It's like this live thing. And then when it gathers some traction, then the trade publications will talk about it. People in a profession writing about it. Those are in our databases in our collection also. Well, news picks it up, and then the trades will pick it up, and then it moves to the research journals, and then it gets to book. Okay. Because books are older. The information in books are older, but sometimes it's pretty foundational and pretty helpful. Okay? So, on the library's homepage, I have a question for you guys. If I want to see to locate some books in the library's collection, what search tool would I use? The library catalog will let you know what's in our collection, and it's the most... it's a quick way to find out if we have a particular book in our collection, but also we now have a new tool called Discovery that will let you search across about 85% of our databases as well as our catalog, and you can locate books, videos, articles from periodicals, and it's a very nice tool to search across stuff. So we're going to take a look at that in just a second. Okay. What else? Let's see. And sometimes you need to go to the web, just to the web, right? If you need a government report. So we need to get more conscious about thinking about our research. And that's something that the librarians can help you guys do. If you say, well, I need this kind of thing, where might it be? We'll help you figure that out and help you find out how to get a hold of it. Okay? So when you guys, in your English class, that you guys are doing the research, did you get to pick your topic?
Yes.
Okay, so how'd you know which database to use?
We went to the library and they give us a tutorial and we used the Discovery.
The Discovery, okay. Well, let's just go ahead and look at Discovery. We'll just do that, okay? Because this is a new search tool that we have. It's important to remember that Discovery it searches across about 85% of our databases, but that means it misses about 15% of our databases. But it's a whole lot better than going to this page and picking them off one by one, because none of us have time for that. And so in the Discovery tool, it is an EBSCO product, so it looks like the EBSCO databases. And y'all know that when you build searches in the databases, it's best to put either a word or a phrase in each box and stack your math. Y'all know that, right? Don't put research questions in there, like what's the effect of, what effect does media have on people's perceptions of violence? Just choose your keywords and stack your terms that way, right? So do you want to go with media and violence, or you want to throw out a subject? Media and violence? Okay. So if you put in media and violence here, now that's going to be a really broad search, right? Because it just has these two very broad terms. And on this page, you can set some limits. Like you might want to set the date so that you might look within a narrow window. You might want to look for peer-reviewed, but if you're just starting out, I wouldn't do that. But don't do the full text only link in the databases. Any idea why? Huh?
It gives you the full paragraph.
When you do the full text limit on the databases, it will only pull up things you can click on and get right there in that in that results list. But if you don't do it, it lets SFX show up, so you can click it here and find it in a different database. It also lets you know that articles exist, and then you have to track them down. So if you're really trying to mine the literature and learn all you can about a subject, don't do the full text limit on that. So we'll just go with media and violence. And let's see, we'll probably get a trillion and 6 hits on this. Yeah, just 57,000. Okay, but no, yeah, because it is kind of broad in general, and what it pulled up was books, journal articles, books. It's got these little icons over on the side. If you click on this source types right here and click on show more, these are all of the kinds of materials that are in that result list. And so a good strategy is to look at that list and go, oh my, but then look at the list and choose which kind of things that you want. So I want some kind of research stuff. Okay, so from this list, I'm going to do academic journals. I'm going to go ahead and do trade publications so I can find out what media professionals are writing about. Okay, because they're writing to other media professionals. And then I could get some ebooks. The library also has a streaming video database, so that this list also pulls up the streaming videos that are in that database. It's from educational video producing companies, so it's not like Netflix, you know, entertainment stuff, but it's nonfiction informational videos that could be useful as a source if your readers are okay with that. What else do I want? Reports. And do an update. It'll take it just a second. But that got it down to a little bit more manageable number, but it's still an awful lot. It is covering from 1900 to 2012. So you make a choice about if you want to reduce your range on that. But basically, just like in the other EBSCOs and in the other databases also, what you get here, you can look at the abstract, and you see search terms so that it will help you figure out other words that you might use, because I might want to add children to the search because that's where the conversation shows up the most. And then This one, it's got the SFX link inside the record. You click on that, and it'll go look for it in the other databases. It's not in the other databases right here, so you can see if the library owns it. Now, people at other campuses, when you click on a link and it's not available electronically in the database, we can go to the catalog to see if it's available electronically. If you can't click and get something, then you can do an interlibrary loan request for that item, and we'll, if it's sitting in the library, we'll scan it and send it to you, or send it through the courier. And if it's not anywhere for anybody, we'll do an interlibrary loan request. So I'm going to go back to here and talk about that for just a second. Okay, so anytime the library doesn't have something that you guys want, you can do an interlibrary loan request and we'll get it for you. It does not have to be homework related. We don't say it was for school. If it's just something that you want, we don't have it, ask us to get it for you. And you log on to interlibrary loan with your ST_, give us the information about it. We find a library that's got the thing that you want, and we'll get it sent here for you. Guess how long it takes to get an article? Sometimes 3 days, sometimes shorter. But it's usually just a really short window of time to get an article, because most of the exchanges are done electronically. You send us a request, our interlibrary loan department finds a library that has that journal, they scan the article, they send a PDF, we email you at, guess which email account? The Go Tarleton email account, and let you know that it's in your interlibrary loan account. Okay? If it's a book or a DVD or a CD, it'll have to be mailed, so that's going to take at least probably a week to get here. So just because it's not clickable, just because it's not in our collection, doesn't mean that you don't have access to it. Okay? Right. Has anybody ever used it? Yes, sir.
I was going to ask how we access our loan.
Your interlibrary loan?
Yeah.
Excellent. Library's homepage. There's a link right here, interlibrary loan. And you log on to it with your ST_. Okay, I'll just pull mine up. See, I don't have an ST because I'm not a student. Oh. And then to request an item, right here, photocopy means a part of a whole, like an article from a journal or a chapter from a book. A loan means a whole item, like a book or a DVD or CD. So to submit the request, you do that. And then when you get the email from us at Go Tarleton and says it's your interlibrary loan, you log on to interlibrary loan, click right here, electronically received, and the PDF should be right here. Okay. Some journals will not let libraries scan articles. They're evolving where they will let us, but some of them won't, so that the lending library has to make a photocopy and then mail it, but that's pretty rare. Okay. And usually it doesn't cost us as patrons, because see, like this is stuff I've requested through the library. And when I do this, I'm not an employee, I'm just a library user. And if it costs less than $10 for the library to get the item, there's no charge to the library user. If it hits $10 or goes over, then we'll email you at the Go Tarleton and say, hey, it's going to cost $12.50. Do you still want it? And it's perfectly fine to say no. Okay. We cover copyright, author clearance, and all that stuff. Okay. But and we're able to budget $10 to be able to do that. I've requested, I don't know, 300 things through interlibrary loan in my time here, and there's only been 2 times that there was going to be a cost attached. Okay, so, right? So back over here at the Discovery, when y'all have used Discovery, right, have you run into questions about it?
No, because she was showing us all that stuff.
Okay. Have most of y'all attended a library session that showed you the Discovery tool? It's a very, very nice tool to search across. There's also on the EBSCOs and several of the other databases, somewhere in the interface, there'll be a link that says Cite, and it'll give you a starter kit for your citation. Did y'all hear the operative word there? Starter kit, because it's only software. It's not as good as a human's brain, and so you do have to fix it, but copy and pasting and editing is a whole lot better than typing all this stuff. And you can email them to yourself and do that kind of stuff. Okay? Now, it only finds about, Discovery only searches about 85% of the library's databases. And so to figure out which other databases you might want to look at for subjects, because there's anybody a psychology major or counseling or have a subject that would have anything to do with human behavior? Media and violence has to do with behavioral research and psychological research, but the Discovery tool doesn't search the ProQuest databases, which are psychology. And so what you can do is give us a shout and we'll point you to some other databases, or we have a link called Subject Research Guides, and you can choose a subject, your subjects from this area, and it gives you a short list of some databases to go into one-on-one. So it can help you get to some of the ones that the Discovery doesn't search, but it does a great job of searching across. Okay. Let's see, what else? I don't know if you know this, but when you get items off the shelf, we use Library of Congress call numbers, and so when you go to get a book off the shelf, or it's an electronic book, it still has a call number. But Library of Congress shelves similar things together. And so in our catalog, when you're searching in our catalog, you can also browse the shelf electronically, okay, which is pretty handy. So we'll do media and violence in this one and do a search. And so if I see an item that I think sounds useful, I can click on that title, and then here's a link so that you can pull up nearby items on the shelf. So you can browse the shelf and see books that might be useful. And it should pull up, see, this is an ebook. It'll pull up the ebooks because they have the call number also. And so you can read the ebooks electronically, click on the link, log on with your ST underscore, and read the books electronically and get the information. And then they are a book, so you cite them like a book. Okay. And some of the documentation styles do have particular rules for how you cite it in the ebook that's based on a print book and blah, blah, blah. We're happy to talk you guys through that. So you can call us, email us, and say, found this thing, I need some help citing it in Chicago or APA or MLA, can you help me out? We're very happy to do that. Okay. We may have to look in the style, sit down and go, oh, let's examine the style guide and see what goes on with it. Okay. Off-campus people, I want to point out this link, off-campus. And if any of y'all wind up taking classes totally online where you don't come on campus, we do offer services to help people with their distance where they don't have to come to campus. And it's here under off-campus services. You can sign up with us if you're off-campus. It's Weatherford, Fort Worth, Waco, Abilene, Midlothian, whichever off-campus location you're at. And then also if you're taking classes totally online, you can sign up here, and then we'll do courier delivery to the remote campus. We'll do home delivery if you're totally online, you don't come on campus at all. Okay, so that's something to know about, because we do have a lot of students who are dispersed across, countries. And yeah, we want to be able to serve them. Like you are sitting here, y'all can walk over there, but at some point you might not be on campus and within walking distance. Okay. Let's see what else. I wanted to show y'all some pictures and stuff, but I'll just talk a minute. Y'all do know that we have, where is it? A lot of our databases and our resources are mobile friendly so that you can use them on your portable devices. And we have a mobile website so that you can search things from our mobile website right here, so that you don't have to be place bound or computer bound to get that information. And also on this campus, we have study rooms. Y'all know about those, right? We've opened up some more individual study rooms up on the top floor. If you go around the edges, when you first get under the arch and go around to the edges, we have individual study rooms that you can shut the door on. and there's 2 chairs usually in them. So if you and a colleague want to study together, if you just need to close yourself in a space. And then at the back of the main floor, we have the group study rooms so that y'all can get together in groups. The top floor we try to keep as a quiet zone so people can think, and the bottom floor also. Have y'all been in the library lately? Lots of renovation going on, and so we're moving towards having the computers configured differently so people can study in groups and that kind of stuff. Yes, sir.
About the group study rooms on the top floor, do they have to be reserved?
Just one of them is reservable. The other ones are first come, first serve. Okay, and we also have downstairs have a presentation practice room so that you can reserve it at the circulation desk. It's got a smart board and a computer, so you can practice presentations for your classes and do that. Okay, any other particular questions about the library's resources? Okay, I'm going to hush then.
Thank you, Ms. Wilterding.
You're
for coming and
welcome.
Speaking to us
You're
about
welcome.
library.
Oh, this sheet has Yvonne's contact information on it. It takes you through a little bit of the pieces of discovery, and then this one was the slides and stuff that was going to be there, but now they're not. So,
And I want to thank everybody who joined us from our other campuses and those that emailed in for the link. Join us again next week for Dr. Kathleen Mollick will be presenting writing skills.